Hey there, English learners! Welcome back to the Daily English Conversation Podcast. This is your favorite corner of the internet to relax and improve your listening skills through stories that actually happen in real life. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Leo Sophie. Before we get into the juicy details of our weekend, I have to ask, have you ever been at the office on a Monday morning? Your boss walks up with a coffee and asks, "So how was your weekend?"
Laughs. Oh, every single Monday.
And does your brain just turn into a blank piece of paper? Even if you went bungee jumping or stayed at a 5-star hotel, you just stand there and say, it was good. I rested.
It's like a temporary amnesia. You nod, you smile, you say, "It was fine 3 times." But inside, you're desperately scrolling through your brain like a phone gallery, trying to remember if you actually did anything at all.
Exactly. You feel like a boring person in that moment. You don't want to sound too excited like you're bragging, but you also don't want to sound like a statue that sat in a dark room for 48 hours.
Well, if you've ever felt that weekend panic, don't worry, you are not alone. Today we're going to help you fix that. We're going to talk about our very different weekends and give you the vocabulary to describe yours no matter what team you are on.
Now, Sophie and I are a perfect example of the 2 types of weekenders. I am the captain of the Let's Go team. My social battery is huge. I want to be out. I want to see people. I want to see new places.
And I am the president of the stay-at-home team. To me, the perfect weekend involves a heavy blanket, a hot tea, and 0 humans except for my cat.
Social mode for me means I talk to 50 people, take 200 photos, and by Sunday night, I've forgotten my own phone number.
And my mode means I've finished 3 books and haven't worn real shoes in 2 days. But listen, learners, talking about your weekend isn't just about practicing English. It's about connection. It's how you show your personality to your colleagues and friends.
Are you active? Are you cozy? Are you chaotic? By the end of this episode, you'll be able to tell everyone exactly who you are. Let's jump into the stories.
Skeptical Leo, all of your disaster stories start with just a coffee.
Okay, so my Saturday started very innocently. Just a quick coffee at the local shop.
The weekend domino effect.
Laughs true. I was sitting there minding my own business, and I bumped into an old friend from high school. We started talking, and then another friend joined. Suddenly, we weren't just 3 gay guys having coffee. We were a squad.
No planning, no GPS.
Precisely. Someone said, "The city is too loud today. Should we hit the road?" And because I'm spontaneous, I said yes before they even finished the sentence. 0. We just got in the car. It felt like being in a real-life group chat. Everyone was suggesting different towns. Nobody was checking how much gas we had in the car, and certainly nobody was checking their energy levels. We ended up driving toward the northern hills. My friend's cousin was with us, and man was he persuasive. He kept saying just 10 more miles there's a hidden waterfall. Well, there was no waterfall. Instead, I turned down a narrow dirt road, and we got stuck in front of a giant gate of a farm.
Laughing. Please tell me there were animals.
10 cows, Sophie. 10 cows just staring at us with judgy eyes. One cow literally chewed its grass while looking at me like, "Leo, you should have stayed home and studied your English verbs."
Even the cows knew you were lost.
I felt judged by livestock, but eventually we found a small hill nearby. We sat on the hood of the car, watched the sun go down, and someone played a song from 2015. It was pure nostalgia. We talked about how much our lives had changed. It was a big moment on a very small, random hill.
That sounds beautiful, actually, but I bet you were exhausted.
I was wiped. But did I go to sleep? No, I went to a birthday party that night. By 2 a.m., I was a zombie.
My Saturday was the complete opposite. I call it the low-key productivity day. I woke up at 9 a.m., no alarm. The house was silent. I had a slow breakfast, watched the birds outside, and felt very calm.
That sounds like a movie intro for a very boring movie.
Laughs maybe. But then I shifted into adult mode. I realized that if I did all my boring tasks on Saturday, Sunday would be mine. So I went out to run errands. I did 3 loads of laundry. I went to the supermarket and bought fresh vegetables. I even went to the post office and the pharmacy. I was catching up on every little chore I had ignored during the busy work week.
Did your brain feel proud?
So proud. My legs were tired from walking around the city, but my mind was clear. I felt like a responsible human being. And because I finished everything by 5 p.m., my evening was 100% free.
Free for what? More silence.
No, I had a home cinema night. 2 friends came over. We didn't dress up, we wore pajamas and fuzzy socks. We made a mountain of popcorn and watched an old mystery movie. We paused the movie every 10 minutes to argue about who the killer was.
Did you talk to the screen?
Oh, absolutely. I was shouting, "Don't go into the basement." By the time my friends left, the living room was a mess of cushions and popcorn crumbs, but I felt so recharged. Sunday for me was soft Sunday. We cleaned up the popcorn mess in 10 minutes. Then I spent the afternoon doing meal prep. I cooked enough pasta and salad for the whole week and ironed all my work shirts. I went to bed feeling like I had conquered the world.
Now let's look at my Sunday. I woke up feeling like I had been hit by a truck, socially drained, physically tired. I said to myself, Leo, be like Sophie. Be responsible. I decided to take the trash out. It was a simple task. I stepped out into the hallway in my mismatched socks. The door swung shut behind me, and I heard that terrible sound. Click.
Oh, no.
My keys inside. My phone inside. Me in the hallway with a bag of stinky trash. I had to go knock on my neighbor's door, who I've never spoken to, and ask to borrow her phone. I stood there for an hour waiting for a locksmith. My Sophie-style Sunday was destroyed in 2 seconds.
That is the universe telling you that you aren't ready for adult mode yet, Leo.
Laughs. Probably. But you know what? After I finally got back inside, I didn't panic. I realized that the worst thing had already happened. So I just sat down, did some laundry, and followed your lead. I made the most of a messy situation.
You know, Leo, thinking about our stories, I realized something. Your chaotic weekend gave you great stories to tell. But my organized weekend gave me peace of mind.
Exactly. And for our listeners, both are valid. When someone asks, "How was your weekend?" they aren't looking for a perfect report. They want an honest detail.
Right? You don't have to say, "It was fine." You can say, "It was a bit chaotic. I got locked out of my apartment," or "It was low-key. I finally caught up on my favorite show." Those small details are what make a conversation feel real.
Before we finish, Sophie, I think we should go over some of those power words we used today. Sometimes I talk so fast that I forget not everyone lives in a constant state of let's go energy.
That's a great idea, Leo. Let's slow down. I'll start with the word I used to describe my entire Saturday low-key. When I say my day was low-key, I mean it was quiet and relaxed. It wasn't a big party or a loud event. For example, you could say, "We had a low-key dinner at home instead of going to a restaurant."
I like that. My Saturday was definitely not low-key. It was the opposite. But on Sunday, I really needed to catch up on some things. When we use the phrase catch up on, we mean doing something that you didn't have time to do before. I needed to catch up on my sleep, and Sophie, you were catching up on your household chores, right?
Exactly. And to do that, I had to run errands. This is a very common phrase. To run errands means to leave the house to do small necessary tasks. If you are going to the post office, then the grocery store, and then the bank, you are running errands. You can tell your boss, I was busy all morning running errands.
And after you run errands all day, you might feel the way I did on Saturday night, totally wiped. If you are wiped, you are not just tired. You are completely exhausted. Your energy is at 0%. You might say, I worked a 12-hour shift today, and now I'm absolutely wiped.
Laughs. I think you were wiped because of your locked-out disaster, but you handled it well. You followed our big theme for today to make the most of it. This phrase is so important. To make the most of it means to enjoy a situation as much as you can, even if it isn't perfect. It rained during Leo's drive, and he got locked out, but he decided to make the most of it and stay calm anyway.
I tried, and that whole trip happened on a whim. If you do something on a whim, you do it suddenly because you have a strong feeling, not because you planned it. We didn't talk about that trip on Friday. We just decided to go on a whim while drinking coffee.
Which led to you guys deciding to hit the road. This is a classic travel idiom. To hit the road simply means to begin a journey, usually in a car. You might shout to your family, "Come on, everyone, get in the car. Let's hit the road."
And once we were on that hill, I felt a lot of nostalgia. This is a beautiful word, Sophie. Nostalgia is that warm, slightly sad feeling you get when you remember happy times from the past. Like when you hear a song from high school and you think, oh, I miss those days, that is nostalgia.
I think your life is full of those moments because you are so spontaneous. That's our 9th word. A spontaneous person is someone who acts on sudden impulses. They don't need a schedule. They just do things. Leo is the most spontaneous person I know.
Laughs. I'll take that as a compliment. But remember, I only went on that trip because my friend's cousin was so persuasive. If someone is persuasive, they are very good at convincing you to do something. His cousin said the view was amazing, and his words were so persuasive that I couldn't say no.
Well, I'm glad you didn't say no, because it gave us a great story for today's episode.
You know, Sophie, looking back at this conversation, I have one piece of advice for our English learners. When you talk about your weekend, don't worry about being perfect.
I agree. English is a tool for sharing your life. If your weekend was boring, tell people why it was boring. Did you sleep for 10 hours? That's a great detail. Did you eat a really good sandwich? Tell us about the sandwich.
Exactly. Small details make you a more interesting person to talk to. So, dear listeners, your homework for this week is, this next time someone asks how your weekend was, don't just say, it was fine. Use one of our words. Tell them it was low-key, or tell them you were wiped from running errands.
We would love to hear about your weekend too. Are you Team Sophie, the cozy, organized team? Or are you Team Leo, the spontaneous, let's go team? Leave us a comment and let us know.
And if you enjoyed this long-form conversation, please subscribe to the Daily English Conversation podcast. It really helps us keep making these episodes for you.
We'll be back tomorrow with another real-life story to help you master your English. Until then, have a wonderful, productive, or maybe a very low-key week.
I'm off to find my keys. I think I left them in the fridge this time.
Laughs. Oh, Leo. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye, see ya.